Hey guys, good morning. I just wanted to come on here and do a read aloud for you guys. This is something that hopefully I'll get to do a few times during the week. I have mostly little kid books at my house, because I have my two little girls. But if you guys have any suggestions of books that you want me to read, I will gladly take them and I'll see what I can do to get some of those books and read them for you guys. So today I'm going to start with a book called Crow Call. But before I do, I just want to tell you guys that we all miss you so very much. I would love to be in class with you guys right now, even if you were being totally crazy and bonkers. But here we are. So we're going to make the best of it, and we're going to do what we can and still kind of see you guys and connect with you guys. So I would love to read this to you guys. This is called Crow Call. Now, before we left for break, I want you to remember that we were talking about autobiographies, biographies, and memoirs. So kind of think while I'm reading this what you think it might be, okay? Let me see. There we go. It's morning, early, barely light, cold for November. At home in the bed next to mine, Jessica, my older sister, still sleeps. But my bed is empty. I sit shyly in the front seat of the car next to the stranger who is my father, my legs pulled up under the too large wool shirt I am wearing. I practice his name to myself, whispering it under my breath. Daddy, Daddy. Saying it feels new. The war has lasted so long. He has been gone so long. Finally, I look over at him timidly and speak aloud. Daddy, I say, I've never gone hunting before. What if I don't know what to do? Well, Liz, he says, I've been thinking about that, and I've decided to put you in charge of the crow call. Have you ever operated a crow call? I shake my head. No. It's an art, he says. No doubt about that, but I'm pretty sure you can handle it. Some people will blow and blow on a crow call, and not a single crow will even wake up or bother to listen, much less answer. But I really think you can do it. Of course, he adds, chuckling. Having that shirt will help. My father had bought the shirt for me. In town to buy groceries, he had noticed my hesitating in front of Kronkenberg's window. The plaid hunting shirts had been in the store window for a month. The popular red and black and green and black ones toward the front, clothing mannequins holding duck decoys. But my shirt, the rainbow plaid, hung separately on a wooden hanger towards the back of the display. I had lingered in front of Kronkenberg's window every chance I had since the hunting shirts had appeared. My sister had rolled her eyes in disdain. Daddy, she pointed out to him as we entered Kronkenberg's, that's a man's shirt. The salesman had smiled and said dubiously, I don't quite think. You know, Lizzie, my father had said to me as the salesman wrapped the shirt, buying this shirt is probably a very practical thing to do. You will never, ever outgrow this shirt. Now, as we go into a diner for breakfast, the shirt unfolds itself downwards until the bottom of it reaches my knees. From the bulky thickness of rolled back cuffs, my hands are exposed. I feel totally surrounded by shirt. My father orders coffee for himself. The waitress asks, What about your boy? What does he want? My father winks at me, and I hope that my pigtails will stay hidden inside the plaid wool collar. Holding my head very still, I look at the menu. At home, my usual breakfast is cereal with honey and milk. My mother keeps honey in a covered silver pitcher. There's no honey on the diner's menu. What's your favorite thing to eat in the whole wide world? Asks my father. I smile at him. Cherry pie, I admit. If he hadn't been away for so long, he would have known. My mother had even put birthday candles on a cherry pie for my last birthday. It was a family joke in the family that hadn't included Daddy. My father hands back both menus to the waitress. 3 pieces of cherry pie, he tells her. No, he said. 3? She looks at him sleepily, not writing the order down. You mean 2? No, he said. I mean 3. 1 for me with black coffee and 2 for my little hunting companion with a large glass of milk. She shrugs. In the quiet, it is quieter than summer. There are no animal sounds, no bird waking noises. Even the occasional leaf that falls within our vision does so in silence, spiraling slowly down to blend in with the others. But most leaves are already gone from the trees. Those that remain catch there by accident, waiting for the wind that will free them. Our breath is steam. Daddy, I ask shyly, were you scared in the war? He looks ahead up the hill, and after a moment he says, Yes, I was scared. Of what? Lots of things. Of being alone, of being hurt, of hurting someone else. Are you still? He glances down. I don't think so. Those kinds of scares go away. I'm scared sometimes, I confide. He nods unsurprised. I know, he says. Are you scared now? I start to say no, and then I remember the word that scares me. Hunter. I answer, maybe a little. I look at his gun, his polished wax prize, and then at him. He nods, not saying anything. We walk on. Daddy? He is watching the sky, the trees. I wish the crows didn't eat the crops. They don't know any better, he says. Even people do bad things without meaning to. Yes, but... I pause, and then say what I'd been thinking. They might have babies to take care of. Baby crows. Not now, Liz. Not this time of year, he says. By now their babies are grown. It's a strange thing, but by now they don't even know who their babies are. He puts his free arm over my shoulders for a moment. And their babies grow up and eat the crops too? I say inside, knowing it is true and unchangeable. It's too bad, he says. We begin to climb the hill. Can you call anything else, Danny, or just crows? Sure, he says. Listen. Moo! That's a cow call. Guess the cows didn't hear it, I tease. Well, of course, sometimes they choose not to answer. I can do tigers, too. Rawr! Ha! So can I. And bears. Better watch out now. Bears might come out of the woods on this one. Grrr! You think you're so smart doing bears. Listen to this. Giraffe calls. He stands back with his neck stretched out, soundless. I try not to laugh, wanting to do rabbits next, but I can't keep from it. He looks so funny with his neck pulled up from his shirt collar and a condescending, poised giraffe look on his face. I giggle at him, and we keep walking to the top of the hill. From where we stand, we can see almost back to town. We can look down on our cars and follow the ribbon of the road through the farmlands until it is lost in the trees. Dark roofs of houses lie scattered, separated by pastures. Okay, Lizzie, says my father, this is a good place. You can do the crow call now. I see no crows. For a moment, the fear of disappointing him struggles with my desire to blow into the smooth, polished tip of the crow call. But I see that he's waiting, and I take it from my pocket, hold it against my lips, and blow softly. The harsh, muted sound of a sleepy crow comes as a surprise to me, and I smile at it, at the delight of having made the sound myself. I do it again, softly. From a grove of trees on another hill comes an answer from a waking bird, just one, and then silence. Tentatively, I call again, more loudly. The branches of the nearby tree rustle, and crows answer, fluttering and calling crossly. They fly briefly into the air and then settle on a branch. 3 of them. Look, Daddy, I whisper. Do you see them? They think I'm a crow. He nods, watching them. I move away from him and stand on a rock at the top of the hill and blow loudly several times. Crows rise from all the trees. They scream with harsh voices, and I respond, blowing again and again as they fly from the hillside in circles, dipping and soaring, landing speculatively, lurching from the limbs, an afterthought, and then settling again with result and disgruntled shrieks. Listen, Daddy, do you hear them? They think I'm their friend. Maybe their baby, all grown up. I run about the top of the hill and then down through the frozen grass, blowing the crow call over and over. The crows call back at me, and from all the trees they rise, from all the hills. They circle and circle, and the morning is filled with the patterns of calling crows as I look back, still running. I can see my father sitting on a rock, and I can see him smiling. My crow calling comes in shorter and shorter spurts as I become breathless. Finally, I stop and stand laughing at the foot of the hill, and the noise from the crows subsides as they circle and settle back into the trees. They're waiting for me. My father comes down the hill to meet me coming up. He carries his gun carefully, and though I am grateful to him for not using it, I feel that there is no need to say thank you. Daddy already knows this. The crows will always be there, and they will always eat the crops, and some other morning, on some other hill, a hunter, maybe not my daddy, will take aim. I blow the crow call once more, to say good morning and goodbye, and everything that goes in between. Then I put it in my pocket of my shirt and reach over, out of my enormous cuff, and take my daddy's hand. Okay, we talked about possibly memoir, autobiography, biography. Let me read this last page. Lois Lowry, as a child wearing a plaid shirt featured in this book of Crow Call. She says, the details of this story are true. This happened in 1945 to me and my father. But parents and children groping towards understanding each other, that happens to everyone. And so this story is not really just my story, but everyone's. All right, so autobiography, biography, or memoir. So she's talking about herself. She uses the words I. And it's not her whole life story, but a moment. So I want you to think about what it could be and maybe comment on this if that's possible. We'll see if we can get that figured out. So you guys can tell us what you think. Autobiography, biography, memoir. Again, like I said, if you guys have suggestions, drop in, give them to me. I'll see what I can do for books to read. But if not, I will just keep reading some books this week for you guys, and hopefully next week, and as long as I need to, so that you guys will have some books read to you. But yeah, hopefully I will see you guys soon. Bye.